Well, now we're going to define the slope of a line. Suppose x1, y1 and x2, y2 are 2 points on a line. It could be 1, 2 and -3, 5, something like that. So, if you've got these 2 points on a non-vertical line, the slope of the line is just this number. It's a fraction. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's how we compute the slope. And remember, the slope is simply going to be a number, usually just a fraction. Number 8. Let's graph the line that contains this point and this point. And then we'll compute the slope after that. So all we really need to do is plot this point and this one and draw a line through them. So -1, 5 means go to the left 1 and up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the other point is 2, -1. Go to the right 2 and down 1. So if we just connect those with a straight line, there, we've plotted the line, or we've graphed the line. Now let's compute the slope. M is equal to, I'll call this point x1, y1, and this one x2, y2. So we'll take -1 minus 5 for the numerator. That's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And don't forget that's 2 minus -1. Minus -1. So that would be -6 on top. And let's see, 2 minus a -1 is 2 plus 1, which is 3. So our slope is -2. Now let's verify that. We started at this point, we ended at this point. If I start at this point, let's see, sometimes I write the slope as a fraction. Let's go -2 over 1. So from this point, if I go down 2 to the right 1, I get another point on the line. Well, remember the slope you could write as 2 over -1, which means up 2 to the left 1. So from here, we go up 2, left 1, up 2, left 1, up 2, left 1, and so on. Okay? Now let's find the slope that contains these 2 points. So just like we did before, only we don't have to graph it. The slope of this line will be -8 minus -10 over -1 minus 4. And that is equal to -8 plus 10, which is 2, over -1 minus 4, which is -5. So m equals -2 over 5. -2/5. All right, next. If the slope of the line is 0, what does that mean? Well, it kind of makes sense for a line that has no slope to be horizontal. So if the line has slope 0, the linear equation would be y equals m, which is 0, x plus b. The slope being 0. So that goes away, and it just turns out to be y equals b. Y equals a number. Every horizontal line is y equals a number, like y equals 1 or y equals 2. The line y equals 0 is the x-axis. Such a line is called a, 2 words we can use, horizontal, and we'll stick with that one. It can also be called the constant function because the height of the function is always the same. All right, let's find the equation of the line passing through 2 points. First, we're going to find the slope. We need to know the slope of the line. So let's compute the slope as 6 minus 6, which is 0, over 10 minus -2, which is 10 plus 2, over 12. So the slope is 0. Okay, so y, actually this one is really simple to think about. What's the height of this point? 6. What's the height of this point? The y value is also 6. So this is going to be the line y equals 6. It's the horizontal line. We make a little graph of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So at every point for x, the height of the function is 6. And notice that the y-intercept, the b, is actually 6. All right, well, let's see. This function, or f of x equals b, we already showed that b being just a number means this is a horizontal line. It can be called the constant function. I already mentioned that. Simply because the height of the function never changes. It's a horizontal line, so it never goes up and down. So it's the constant function.